Hi, this is Ren Carlton. Today I'm going to talk about how I angel invest. And essentially what I use is a checklist. And the checklist, the goal is to check off as many items on the list as possible when I'm looking at potential angel investment. So number one, I'm looking for a hot industry. Hot industries are exciting, they're fun, they attract talent, and it's easier to raise more capital typically in those type of industries. Number two, I'm looking for something that's scalable, something that can grow, just have that healthy growth trajectory. I don't want to be invested in a mom and pop shop. It doesn't interest me. I want something that has the ability to grow to some point. And really, I'm looking for high potential return. I'm looking for 10x plus type of returns in 3 to 5 years. And part of the reason why is because when you angel invest, you're going to have a lot of losers. So to make up for those losers, you have to have big winners, winners that are not only going to make up for the losers in your portfolio, but actually be able to produce a significant return so you actually make money on all these angel investments. Another thing is low downside risk. I'm not looking for an endless black hole of capital, essentially. I want to have something out there that's going to be, if it does go bad, that I can control my losses and not lose everything, essentially. I like low regulation. I don't like having highly regulated businesses. I don't want to have legal risks if we can avoid them, anything that can risk potential imprisonment. I want something that's pretty well safe and pretty straightforward because, again, entrepreneurship can be difficult in and of itself. There's no reason to make it more difficult by putting those factors in play if you don't have to have them. Likable founders and with skin in the game. I like working with people that I like. If I don't like the people I've walked with from lots of businesses where I just didn't like the co-founders and just said, I've had it, that's enough. Game over, keep whatever you need to keep, I'm walking away. Another thing is, I want them to have skin in the game, not just time skin, but money. I want people to be able to write checks because, again, there's a different mentality if someone has their actual own hard-earned money into a business as well. Low startup costs. I'm not interested in spending a bunch of money on the front end without any kind of traction or proof that things are working. So typically, I don't invest in things that don't have a relatively low startup cost. Now, again, like I said, this isn't like all or nothing list. A lot of times, I'll find things that actually that violates this, especially if you're in healthcare. I mean, with medical and healthcare business, I've got a few in my portfolio. You're going to have some upfront costs. I mean, a lot actually. But one of the things I really avoid typically is the hard assets. I don't have much real estate in my portfolio. I don't have much equipment or like hard assets. I just think you need a lot of capital to play in that game, and I'd rather invest in technology or service-based businesses. Access to capital. Again, the business has to be able to sustain. And to be able to sustain, you have to have money. If you don't have cash, sooner or later you're going to go out of business. So they have to have access to capital and or a fast path to profitability and positive cash flow. It needs to have a healthy business model at some point. And it can't just be a subscription base that they're going to figure out money on the back end. I mean, I'm not interested. I want something that has at least thought about the profitability of the business and how it's going to produce positive cash flow at some point. I like businesses that leverage technology, that are proven business models, that they introduce technological innovation or a way to get into a business that just helps it grow by introducing a little bit of technology. I like unfair advantages. I like founders that just bring things to the table that everybody else doesn't have, whether it's network, connections, technical knowledge, doesn't matter. But what I do or I really like is a moat. I like some sort of protection against competition. Because again, if you don't have these unfair advantages, it can be very difficult if someone enters the market. And this kind of exercise I like to do is that what would happen if one of the FANG companies came to compete with this business? Would it have a fighting chance to at least have something to sell to one of the FANG companies if they were directly compete with them? If you're not familiar with the FANG companies, FANG is Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Alphabet, or Google. So again, those are the businesses that if they came in the market, do you have any kind of chance to sustain it for any length of time? And often the answer is yes. And then we're going to have a video dedicated entirely to that, how you compete on a grand scale. Because if you're successful, you're going to attract competition. It's as simple as that. I also want to hear about an exit plan or a path for me to eventually receive my return on investment. So it doesn't have to be set in stone, but I just want to get in the heads of the founders and they understand, okay, is it going to be initial public offering? Are you going to eventually pay distributions? Are you going to sell it to a competitor at some point? So I just want to make sure that they have some sort of mindset that they're actually going to be paying me back my return at some point. So if you want to actually see my current list of angel investments, all you have to do is go to rencarlton.com. You can also see show notes, updates, and opportunities there. If you're interested in learning about any of my angel investments, again, feel free to message me. Again, you can see those at rencarlton.com. If you like this content, please smash that like button and share this content and video with 3 friends. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to talking to you again soon.